So going into season 6, I just want to talk about it. I mean, it's in Austin, so they say everything is bigger in Texas. Is the season bigger than ever?
I honestly think it's our best season yet. And I'm not just saying that because it's our newest season. Every journalist I've spoken to that has already seen the episodes, it's like, I think this is my favorite season. I'm like, we agree, and I think it has a lot to do with just the fact that we were cut off from the world for over a year, literally cut off from having any type of physical interaction with anybody. And I think it just really brought us back to what's important and, those connections with people, and that what we do really does matter and really does help people. And the stories that we were able to tell, the trauma that so many of our heroes had been through in the last year, I think made for a really great season.
I definitely agree. Don't want to be just another journalism on the list, but I loved this season. I feel like it just went out of the box and you guys took a little more risks in just the layout of the show. When you're coming up with those creative, new ideas, like what was that like taking risk in that way?
So that is all, like, if you're talking about like the format of how we change things up, that is all our amazing showrunner, Jennifer Lane. She is phenomenal. She's the one that has been steering this ship from our very first episode. We could not do what we do without her. And we were, we had no idea that she had plans to like mix things up this season. And we're so glad she did, because it gets very repetitive for us. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why we were so re-energized, because it was different for us. Like every episode, we didn't know what we were going to do. And before, like, we always know what we're going to do, and it almost, this season, I think we hit like 60 episodes. So we know the format, we know what we're going to do, we know what the beats are going to be, and we're like, boom, boom, boom. But this season we didn't, every day we come in and we're like, what are we doing today, Jen? And so it was fresh and new, and it kept us on our toes, and it was a lot of fun. So all of the creative changes, everything creative from day one is all due to Jennifer Lane.
So coming back, after the pandemic, which shut down the production for a little bit, and then going into these changes, like, were there any challenges that created that you guys had to work through, or was it a little the same, but, being a little more creative?
The challenges with, did you say challenges with COVID?
Yes, that's included. Yeah.
Having to, it was probably obviously way harder on our crew, but having to make a show in which we couldn't see the faces of anyone that we were working with on a daily basis, and we couldn't hear them because they had on face masks and shields, and it was obviously a constant worry of ours for them, because we were working in extreme heat, and to have our crew have even more layers and chances of heat stroke and chances of getting sick. And it was always kind of that thing in the back of our head of getting shut down. And one week we did get shut down. The constant testing, we were tested every single day. So it definitely added a layer of complexity to filming that we didn't have to deal with before.
So you spoke about, the heat of Texas, and I know that it, was during the pandemic, things are closed down, but you had that little fun intro that you guys did wearing cowboy boots and experiencing the culture. Were you able to see any of Austin and experience it?
Sadly, not a lot. Luckily, when we came back, this year? Yeah, this year, we got to see a bit more because most things were open. But there was definitely a lot of stuff that we missed out on because, of course, we were trying to still socially distance. We weren't going to big restaurants. We weren't going out to bars and stuff and experiencing the local culture, because we were trying to be responsible, because if one of us got exposed, the whole production would have to get shut down. So we got to experience a bit of it, not as nearly as much as I would like, but Austin's awesome. Obviously everyone feels that way because everyone's moving there right now. It's ridiculous. The real estate market is more expensive than LA now. It's insane, but it's such a cool town. If it wasn't for the heat and humidity, it would be somewhere I would want to live full time.
I'd say I'd look into it because being in Arizona, I know the heat, but not if the market. I'm
It is a
scared.
very different heat, my love.
Yes, I have heard that. I feel like I go into it thinking I can handle all heat, but
Oh, I love me some Arizona dry heat. That's fine. That humid heat though is a whole different thing.
yeah, I bet. I bet.
Yeah,
Um,
your pearls would be this big.
I don't know that I'd mind that, honestly. I'd like to see what they could do.
Yeah, but Tan and I every single day struggled with our hair because my hair would just go poof. And his is actually naturally quite curly. He blow dries
Oh,
it out every time, so his kept getting curly. It was a daily struggle with our hair. There's like the Terry episode. You when we're like laying that tile and you see my hair like just drooping down on my face. I gave up. I'm like, there's nothing I can do now. It's just disgusting.
so going off, talking about what you do on the show, I feel like a lot of that stuff that you get to do is kind of behind the scenes, but the transformations are always amazing. So for season 6, what can you tell us about what you're creating and your most excited projects? I know you can't say too much, but
Well, when does this come out? It comes out after the episodes, doesn't it?
yes.
Yeah, then I can. I mean, this year it's bigger than ever on the design. We built an entire new barn for somebody. We gave another hero an entire new home. So it's definitely bigger than ever before. We were able to do a lot of great things this season to help a lot of people, and it was awesome.
Awesome. I mean, can you tell us just like give us a little bit of the experience, going on with you and the Fab Five and just how the dynamic was coming back and launching on these projects? I mean, do you have any top stories from that experience?
Um, it was great being back because again, we hadn't really got to see each other in over a year, which considering that we were with each other 24/7, 7 days a week for almost 3 years was weird. So it was great coming back because we're like siblings. There's moments we love each other, most moments, and then there's moments we want to kill each other, like most siblings do. So by the end of season 5, sometimes we're at each other's necks, and I don't mean that in a bad way, just as siblings are, shoved in one little trailer day after day together. So it was nice having some time away because I always say absence makes the heart grow fonder, and it did. Like we were so excited to be back together, and we had so much fun this season being together and making magic. And I there's always some little argument when we're filming, but I don't think there wasn't one this year. Not one. Like every single day, we were all excited to see each other and happy to have that connection back again.
Absolutely. I think that like I feel that way, and even my interactions with people, just being able to see everyone again, you're like, I don't want to talk about little petty arguments. I want to talk about being together and being with each other. So, and your guys' energy is so contagious. And I feel like it's also, with the news going around, that it sparked some international Queer Eye stories to come along. So how was hearing the news that that's happening?
We've known for a while.
Yeah.
Quite a while actually. So there's now Queer Eye Brazil, and Queer Eye Deutschland or Germany. It's exciting. The original Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, I think, had like 27 different international versions. So we've always kind of been hoping that would happen and our family would get bigger. So we were very excited when Netflix finally broke the news. Yeah, we we actually knew, I think, back during we were filming Philly, because one day there was like this Brazilian woman on set, and we're like, who's that? And they're like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. We're like, wait, who's that? And they're like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And then there was some Germans there, and we're like, wait a minute, what's going on? They're like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. We're like, are those the producers for international versions? They're like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. So we kind of figured it out back then.
Not very good secret keepers. You're like, I see it happening.
No. Like we're gonna notice somebody new on our set. Like we know everyone by name on our crew. Like, who is this person?
I love that. I'm so excited to see what happens over there. I asked this question to Tan when I got to talk to him. So if there was a phrase that you could use to describe season 6 and kind of wrap it up and tease it to someone, what would you say?
I mean, it's kind of the phrase that we used for season 2. I'm not crying, you're crying. you know, I feel like that is this season. It's very emotional, and you're gonna get a lot of good, happy, and sad cries.
Absolutely. I can attest to that. There are happy and sad cries. I had tissues. I was watching one today just because I was getting in the flow, and I had already seen it, and it was the prom episode, and I don't know why that one.
That one hit me really hard emotionally. Just the connection that those kids had with their teachers.
Yes.
Magical. Like, I never had teachers that cared like that. You know, if all of our teachers were like them, our kids would be so much better. You know, just to see the love and compassion that those teachers put into everything they do for those kids, and how much those kids love their teachers, was so magical to see. And, you know, Jonathan made a comment that, you know what, maybe America will be okay. It really gave me hope for America, that there are still amazing kids out there that are going to do such phenomenal things with their lives.
Yes, it brought back, I have a second grade teacher who I've invited to every family event I've had. I mean, she came to my college graduation. So I've just had that kind of held on, and that it reminded me of that and those connections that you can make. And yeah, it was very beautiful. And in the pandemic, with education just being the way it is, I can't wait for more people to see it. So the new season is coming out. Is there anything else coming up for you that you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I don't know when this is coming out, but yeah, I hosted the Christmas season of Blown Away, which was a lot of fun. A lot of fun doing more things with Netflix. So yeah, it was Masked Singer, Blown Away, and Queer Eye, all within like 30 days of each other. So pretty busy.
Sounds like it. Definitely a little busier than mine. I just work from home, just type on my computer, but
I'm envious sometimes.
Thank you so much for chatting with me. Good luck with the rest of the day. Happy holidays with all the internationals.
You too. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Like this video? Follow us for more.